Shalom, Yashala. Getting right into it. Another video. It's a GMS ISAL 4 144 did a video, and it's just a post about this black woman talking about wherever your surroundings. About how she went into Walmart. She's going to explain it, but and she was getting watched by some foreign men. I'm gonna make a few points, and then it's gonna be a real quick video. It's for all the independent black women that say they don't need men, and you know, and we just prophesying about the times we're in. It's not so much that hey, marry us, we're Israelites. No, we're just talking about what time we're in. Concerning our people, and the word is sent to men, but we have to warn our people overall because a lot of these women are with the Israelite man, and whether he know he's in the truth, whether he know the truth or not, uh, not women like this per se, but as far as women in general, the so-called starting with the so-called black woman, Latino and Native Americans. But let me see what she says.
When we got in the parking lot, the guy noticed that security was walking us out. They noticed. They pulled off.
So this is after the dude's been watching them walk around in Walmart, and she said something. I don't know if she already mentioned it, but in case she didn't, she said something like she, made them overhear about having a gun, and that's when they kind of walked away. But this is like a 3-car, men setup that were watching them.
In 3 separate cars.
Yeah.
They kind of pulled up the parking lot real slow. So we pulled further up the parking lot to go into 5 and below. We went into 5 and below. One of the same guys that was following us around in Walmart, he got out one of the vehicles that they were in, and he started following us around in the 5 and below. Every time he walked past me, he made eye contact. So the third time he walked past me, I said, I'm glad I got my gun with me today. When I said that, he moved closer to the front entrance of the 5 and below. I noticed that there were 2 small young black girls in there, and they were making a purchase. They were in line behind me. And some said, don't leave them in the store by themselves. So I turned to the girls and I said, are y'all in here with y'all parents? And so the bigger girl looked like she probably maybe was like 12, 13 years old. Little bitty thing though. She said, no, we in here by ourselves. Our parents are in the parking lot in the car. Spirit kept saying, don't leave them in the store by themselves. Don't leave them in the store by themselves. So I decided to wait. It was a good thing that I waited. This was the scariest shit to me, y'all. So I waited. Just so happens the little girl was short 45 cents on whatever they were paying for. I gave her the 45 cents. I said, I'm going to walk y'all to the car. So I made my daughter get in the car and I locked the doors. And I walked the little girls to the car where their mom was sitting in. And so I told their mom, I said, hey, you can't do this anymore. I said, you see those group of foreigners that just left out of here and got in those 2 separate cars with that big white van? I said, they followed me and my daughter all around Walmart, and then they followed us down here. I said, they're looking for their next victim. This is a message to you black mothers and y'all younger women that are shopping. If y'all little bitty things like me and y'all don't have weapons on y'all, be aware. This happened on 12 Mile and Van Dyke in, I think that's Warren City Limits in Michigan. You women, be more vigilant. Pay attention to your surroundings when you're out in these shopping stores and you're shopping and you noticing a group of foreign men, and they're following you through the store and they're constantly making eye contact with you. Be alert, security.
Wait, and that's in the Bible. It said be vigilant. It uses that word. It said be circumspect. It said your adversary, the devil, go about seeking who he may devour. You know. So it tells you that in the Bible for you to be comfortable, to where you don't pay attention to your surroundings like this is paradise, then something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong right there, man.
Alert security. These motherfuckers was looking for their next victim. Thank God that my intuition picked up and I caught it, because it could have been me and my daughter, or it could have been those two little babies that was in the five and below that we went into. Be careful when y'all out here shopping. Don't be just shopping and on y'all cell phones and got y'all earpods in y'all ears and y'all not paying attention to y'all surroundings. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Us black women and children, we are the last to be looked for. We are the last to make the news. We are the last ones they form search parties for. Be vigilant and pay attention to your surroundings. And if someone is following y'all through the store, and by the grace of God, we made it out safe, but we could have been their next victims. And when y'all come out the store to y'all cars, if there's
Be
any
vigilant,
type
King
of
James
money
Version.
on your windshield or in your door handle, do not touch it. Do not touch it. I am dead ass serious. My heart is still racing from this incident. Be careful, black women. Be careful. And stop letting y'all kids roam through these stores by themselves. They are not safe anymore. Human sex trafficking is real. It's real. And just like they snatching those kids, they are trying to snatch adult women, catching them by themselves too. It ain't no hell in the way them babies would have been able to fight off 6 grown men trying to kidnap them. Stop letting y'all kids walk up and down these streets by themselves, roam these stores by themselves. They are no longer safe. They snatching boys too. Please be careful when y'all out shopping.
Yeah. So she made a point about her being a small woman, but it does, that does have an effect. Like, they target in on pretty much more smaller, vulnerable women, younger women, that age, around 13, 14, what have you. Maybe they go younger. We don't do that bullshit over here. Don't care what these camps are saying. They gonna get judgment for bearing false witness. Demon asses, man. But we just go to a law according to those situations. But you know, for one, these are foreigners, and that means they're, pretty much. She said Arab, I think East Indian. They're pretty much from those regions over on the other side, which they have a different law about everything. The woman, they everybody over there, when is pretty much consentive, knowing that the women are the weaker vessel, and we, that's in the law too. Women are the weaker vessel, so you know, they don't care about American laws. And like I said, if you're a slightly bigger woman or you're a slightly older woman, they'll still get your ass, man, because they jumping out of, she said 6 men, you know, each of them have 3 cars, so you probably had 2 men in each car waiting for that opportunity. Now, like she said too, it goes it doesn't get reported on the news or what have you. And I'm pretty sure, a part of this human, the American elite system is part of this. They're the drive to this human trafficking too. Don't get it wrong. Uh, but let me read that scripture about in the scriptures it says, 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant. That's the word she used. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Let me get that word vigilant definition. Vigilant definition. Vigilant definition. This is slow, man. Vigilant definition.
Here's the definition of
Keeping
vigilant.
careful watch.
Keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties.
Yeah. On the lookout. Sharp eyed, all that. Eyes are attentive, alert, awake. Motherfuckers talking about you too woke. Well, what about these women that need to be too woke when it comes to this? It just shopping at Walmart, getting a damn soda bottle at the at the line, and the home is just right up the street. What about those women? They tripping if they too woke, or they talking about yes people out here. Nah, it's cool. You just right up the street. It's cool. Ain't nobody watching you. Yeah, it is somebody watching. And like I've said before, when they point out they victims, they've been watching them for a while. They, what I'm saying, it's not the first time they seen you shop at Walmart. These people act like it ain't eyes watching shit. The animals even watch people and shit. What the hell are you talking about, man? That's why Most High gonna destroy this place and the people that's comfortable in this place of America, man. Acting like this is some damn paradise or something, man. And this war on the rise and everything. People just getting what they can now. It's really literally the survival of the fittest. Now, like I said, made a point about okay, the heavier women they gonna try to say nah, she might be too much to handle. So you could get away with that, but if they really want you, they gonna get you some kind of way. I mean, they got guns too. These people ain't just walking around with box knives and shit. Uh, so and she said it's happening among alarming rate among black women.
Represented among those who are missing, walk with friends. In this country, black women and girls are disproportionately represented among those who are missing, and they're less likely to get the resources and media attention needed to bring them home. Often, the work to find our black women and girls falls on grieving families.
Yeah, like she said, if your family don't grieve you, and a lot of them women, a lot of these young girls, they get into it with their parents, their mother, and they be like, "Don't look for me no more. I'm gonna do what I want to do." Then they get up, raped and end up in a fucking lake, in a body of an alligator that and there's some remains in the lake that they didn't found. So if the family ain't crying out, they like, I don't know what happened to her. She went off and did her own thing. So you know, it ain't the cry out is too late because you out there independent and alone with no help. You didn't, came against your father or your uncle. The men you don't like men at all, so you definitely not gonna have protection on that side. And then you get into it with your mother. And like I said, when they target young girls, because that's when young girls usually sneak out the window and walk the streets and to their friend's house or sleep over even these young boys rape these women that go to those parties and shit. Like you parents that don't think your kids are sneaking out the window, you're dumb ass parents, man. Your children, your young girls at that age, they sneaking over to their friend's house or talking about it's us, nothing but gonna be me and the girl. They showed you that all the time in them shows, even Bill Cosby and all that. That shit is real. But another thing, one of my last points too, is that if they over there and they have black girls going over there to Dubai, independently making money, getting defecated on, that's gonna be their attitude when they get here. Like, oh, these women, they don't the hell with the black one. She they like to be defecated on. So, you know, for your independence and your thinking that everything's cool because of what you think. Well, you got a whether it be a small portion or a great portion of women representing you on another side of the world that you have to address or come to grips with. Just like we are attached as black men, Latino men, to uh, you know, every what do you call it, public or figure or every thing that surfaces, by what a few of us do. They say all black men are lazy. That stigma is on us too. All black men are no good. All black men hit their women. All black men are broke. So y'all gotta follow, y'all gotta take the heat for what these women are going over there doing in Dubai, and ain't nobody says shit about that. How you think they're gonna look at you when they come over here? Word, when they talk over there, word of mouth. They probably had a brother, son that did that, and they laugh about it, and they be like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna go to America and just pick out these women and take them back to Dubai or whatever." So she didn't mention none of that, but it's deeper than people think it is, man. Anyway, it says be vigilant. I read that. And it said, and you are considered a weaker vessel, no matter what you say. It's in the scriptures. It says, 1 Peter 3:7, likewise, ye husbands, which a lot of women choose not to have a husband, choose to be independent, choose a party by themselves or with their girls. Hey, the females are setting up females these days. And you better not have a lot of money and about that bougie, what do you call it, Gucci Bana shit and that Dolce Bana and all that and that Gucci stuff. You gonna get robbed by your own so-called homegirls. So it's running thin for women these days. It says, dwell with them according to knowledge. And like we said, that goes back. We ain't gonna be with no damn dingy little girls and shit. Shit for in America's age, in America's turn. I mean, how they raise children. They don't become knowledgeable until they're like 30 or 40 years old. So why would I deal with a little dingy ass female and shit, man? Be like, take your ass home, man. Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. So if you're not somebody's wife and they don't see protection or whatever, you don't got no brothers around, you definitely a target. And like I said, these younger women, these teenage girls, they even go to college. You hear about them getting raped in college, or they go off with these so-called white teenager friends, and they end up getting, they end up getting unalived. They don't come back because they trusted those friends. So what do you think gonna happen? College friends, college teens that ain't really, ain't really deep into college like that. They just want to thrash out and do cocaine and figure out, figure out things to do as they go through the day, and do crazy stuff, man. It says, unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So that these women that are not in the truth, not in the body, they sure a target, because those are mainly the ones that independent. Now, even with the grimy world of ninjaism, when it comes to mainly that industry, that's the life Jake try to copy. He tries to imitate that with the celebrity, and all those rappers that be flashing and talk about, yeah, I got bricks and I got this and that, and they're getting unalived, and at the same time, that ratchet life behavior is all chaotic, and a lot of Jakes they like to live chaotic. They like parties like that. They like when stuff go down. Oh, I gotta be up there. It's going down tonight. Meanwhile, people are blasting people's asses and shit. A lot of these women that disappear, and Jake, when they families mourning them, and because they usually get done in places they shouldn't be. He was at a party. was hanging out with his friends. They were drinking. He was on did some drugs or something. I didn't know that he had friends like that, or they was, he was in a rap group and they was talking about coming up, and they were, you know, selling selling CDs, and he started getting money and hustle and started to flash and you know gold chains. Some of these niggas getting shot with Timu jewelry on and shit. You know, they just Jake want to flash, show off and flash these women. We told them about covering their ass, but they want to call us freaks or something like that. We the ones that telling them to cover their asses up. So if they, even if they young and they got they boobs out or they buttock out, they looking these everybody looking at. Even Jake be looking at that. Um, what's another scripture? A man shall be a hiding place for a woman. King James Version. It says, Isaiah 32:2, it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest. That's when he goes into, yeah. And as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And these women, they don't believe in the scriptures because it tells you that about a woman that's not supervised, a woman that's tending to herself is a pretty much bound for harlotry. And it says she's a quiver that would turn away no arrow. She accepts all the arrows which is getting rotted down by different men and passed along from house to house. One of the places they go to for so-called for someone to be an overseer where they can make money too is damn club, you know. So all these women in the strip club, they was somebody's daughter at one point, and a lot of them women was started stripping when they was like 17 or 18. Maybe even younger. Ain't nobody checking. But yeah, y'all gonna learn the hard way, man. And it said knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of the times. It didn't say, and you women that got a piece, you ain't always gonna be by your piece, your heat, your so-called best friend besides, your girlfriend that you keep under the seat or in the glove compartment, whatever you keep it at. You might not be able to get to that. If they roll up on you and say, get out the car, you ain't even going, hey, don't move, get out the car. You ain't going to be able to get that. So that ain't 100%, you know. You better learn to run track like Sha'Carri Richardson and what's that other woman name? And Frazier, I forget her name. But, it's at least like 4 to 5. You know, better be athletic. You know, and women don't even pray. They're not in prayer mode. They're not in God conscious mode. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get the bag. They're trying to meet new friends. They're trying to meet the right man. They're trying to fall in love, get married. They're trying to, along the way, probably meet a homegirl at the job or whatever, or go from house to gossip with cousins and all that. They ain't thinking about the Most High. They're not thinking about their steps concerning the Bible. And brother had Ephesians 5 and let me see what that says real quick. 5:15. Ephesians 5:15, King James Version. I'll close out.
According to Bible, King
Yeah.
James Version, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Yeah, Ephesians 5:15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We're talking about evil times. You know? Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding that what the will of the Lord is. Yeah, the Lord said, walk circumspect, be vigilant, don't be busybodies, don't be worldly. Friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. Don't be going from house to house, chit chattering. Don't be murmurers. Don't be gossipers. You know, don't be in other people's matters and all that. You know, that's the first thing women try to holler out is when something's going down. Oh, you know, at the, you might see a fight at the club. Oh, leave her alone. You shouldn't be treating her like that. Boom. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You know, try to be a Superman for other women that don't want to be saved or don't have no, that want to be ratchet. They want to be that environment. You know, for the most part. And people that love that environment and that just, got an addiction for that environment that hang around, smoke weed, and, got tattoos all over, like they just live in that life, you know, just from one ratchet day to another. You can't talk to them, man. They ain't got no interest in the truth. And, you know, and it's like I said, I'm going to leave this last example. It's like, and there's many cases like this. It's like when you have a person that's on drugs, addicted to environment, lifestyle, and then they say, well, I got to move. And then they move to another city to get a better lifestyle, to get away from those same people, those people that influenced them, or, those friends that still live that lifestyle that's a bad influence to them. They go to another state and they end up hanging around those same kind of people. Not the exact people, but those same kind of people. And they get into drugs again, because they're still, loving that street life, loving that, loving that environment, man, you know? So, you know, that's what happens, man. And that's what's happening with a lot of these. Ain't nobody talking about that. Like a lot of these are not, victims per se, like she's explaining. They're the ones that go to Dubai. They're the ones that hop in the van. They're the ones that's looking for a shelter other than their father or their mother, or some kind of supervision that telling them to go the right way. They rather not listen that way and seek and try to find some kind of other way. And they run into these situations, you know, and for a lot of them, it's too late. Because at the end of the day, when they get caught in these situations, first thing they do is call the police. Second thing they do is try to call their parents. And then they put out a search warrant. By the time they search for you, and when the people know, when the enemy know, or the suspect, or the people that doing that, when they know, they're gonna go into dire measures. Like when they know somebody's looking for you, they're gonna definitely do something different, turn it up. So yeah, y'all got to try to get right as you can, man. Especially when this shit really go down, because that means it ain't really gonna be no lawmen. It ain't gonna be no. It's gonna be anarchy, chaos, government overtaken, so to speak. They're gonna have to pull a higher military to come in and resolve the situation, and that's with martial law. So it's gonna be, cops resigning and all that, militias, private, uh, you know, cities with private prisons or families that that are on the stake for what they can get and how they respond to the dire situations, the chaos and the noise and the everybody adrenaline is pumping. The dogs are going off. The beasts are up and ready for whatever because of fear or whatever the case may be. But anyway, hope it was edifying. Shalom.